Okay, another video. So we're gonna be looking into Shakespeare was a pen name because I'm just gonna use this one book, and I'm just on my floor because I don't have a desk. So conspiracy theories. Okay, and I just lost my page. So time to find it. And we're looking if Shakespeare was a pen name. We're gonna start with this book, and then we're gonna look into more things. First thing to notice is that in the famous words of Simon Minnie Minter, your hairline's fucked, you look like E.T. So right, Shakespeare pen name. Was it? Probably not. But we're gonna look into it anyway. Look at that. William Shakespeare, trying to focus, but it's not gonna work. William Shakespeare's plays are the greatest ever staged, true. But who wrote them? The actor from Stratford or someone else? Okay. Right, so I'm gonna go look through this and point out the parts you actually need to know for this theory to make sense. Okay, let's get some parts that actually are needed. Anti-Stratfordians claim that no mere actor with a grammar school education could have written plays of such wit, erudition, and insight. Francis Bacon was put forward as Shakespeare as early as 1785, followed by the 1920s by Edward Vere, Earl of Oxford, and in the 1950s by William Stanley, Earl of Derby. Christopher Marlowe, a playwright who died just as Shakespeare was getting well known, is another candidate. Okay, right, so basically, this guy is probably not the guy that wrote this, because I think that's meant to be one of his plays. I'm just thinking. Evidence. Oh no, my foot is almost in the screen. At least it isn't. So, let's go look at the evidence that this is trying to show us. Statesman and scientist Francis Bacon was a brilliant writer, but his supporters claim that there are Baconisms. Baconisms. Wait, Francis Bacon? Didn't he create the Baconism cipher? I'm sure that's the one where it's just bah. I know a lot about ciphers. You'll know if you're following something. Okay. So basically, this just says that some people were dead, but maybe they weren't dead. So maybe they were E.T. And I will not give up saying that. I know this is a poorly produced video. There's my first one. Is this like his house? Probably not. Look, a hand. Hand reveal. Let's go find some other things to look into for this video, because it's going to be boring if it's just me recording a book. Also, okay, yeah, so that is. Actors in Moscow perform Hamlet in a Russian army production. Shakespeare's appeal is international, and his authorship seldom questioned outside academic circles. Which just proves that Russians are the best at everything. Am I right, lads, or am I right, lads? Okay, right, we're reading an article by Al Austin. Blah, 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 blah. Clear back, blah, blah, blah. Okay. Basically, most famous and most renowned, by far the most illustrious of them all, Shakespeare. That was really bad audio. But yeah. And no, I don't have a sore throat. I've got a raspy voice. Okay, right, so I'm gonna go and find the part that I've been trying to find, that I just read a bit of, and it's really good. So we're gonna read it for this theory. Okay, so this is, like most parts of this, is to try and debunk it. Most things on the internet try to debunk this theory. Not a popular theory. So how did this small-town boy with little or no education learn so much about law and history and Italy and Latin and Greek and royalty and all the other knowledge that filled Shakespeare's plays? Well, say the biographers and historians, by keeping his eyes and ears open and being a genius. Samuel, I cannot pronounce that, Schoenbaum of Washington, D.C., America's foremost Shakespeare biographer, says there are certain things that defy rational explanation. There's something incomprehensible about genius. Shakespeare was superhuman. Answers like that didn't satisfy Twain or Samuel Taylor Coleridge. Sigmund, blah 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 blah, all found something fishy about the man from Stratford. And doubts continue. New doubters are born every day. This past November, one of England's most famous politicians and classical scholars, Enoch Powell, stood contemplating the Shakespeare monument in the Stratford Church. Isn't it disgusting? It's a lie. I can't look at it. Blah blah blah. I'm gonna go find some stuff proving the theory. Because I don't actually believe this theory. But I'm trying to give an opinion as well as facts. Not fact, but you know what I mean. And there's bad audio. This is a quick video that I had to make because I don't want to have no videos made. Right, wow. People talking. Bye. Okay. We have some stuff. Then early in the century, so the century would be... A century is 100 years, isn't it? Yeah. So in the 2000s, okay. 2004. It was just a random name. Time. I can't speak. Then early in the century, an English schoolmaster named J. Thomas Looney went looking for Shakespeare the way a detective might, with a list of characteristics the true world author would need to have had. Historical fingerprints. After years of searching through old documents, Looney came up with this man, Edward de Vere, the 17th Earl of Oxford, who lived from 1550 to 1604. So yeah, we've got some stuff. History had all but ignored de Vere, and yet he was the highest... I cannot speak. De Vere, I'm going to say de Vere. And yet he was the highest-ranking earl in the kingdom, and brilliant, earning 2 master's degrees before he was 17 years old. That's good. And he seems to have cut a wide swath through England, France, and Italy 4 centuries ago. Was an intimate of Queen Elizabeth I, sailed off in his own ship to help battle the Spanish Armada, got himself captured by pirates, killed a man, and engaged in a scandalous extramarital affair. That little hint that I just did there, that talking weird way that I just talked, made me sound like a movie narrator. And no, I won't cut this stuff out because I want my videos to be very homemade and raw sounding, and I will mute those chats. Looney found several poems written by de Vere under his own name when he was in the early 20s. Poems Looney thought were similar to those attributed to Shakespeare's plays. For example, de Vere's guardian, Lord Burghley, the most powerful man in England, seemed to be satirized as Polonius in Hamlet. De Vere seemed to quit writing when still a young man, but Looney was sure the writing continued under the name William Shakespeare. Okay. Why wouldn't de Vere have put his own name to the plays? In Looney's view, it was because playwriting was beneath the dignity of nobility. Furthermore, de Vere would have been barred from using his own name because he had inside knowledge of all the court intrigues. Powerful people, like Lord Burghley and even Queen Elizabeth, would have been embarrassed that had the public known de Vere was the author and the plays were satire. So, according to the scenario constructed by Looney and the others who continued his work after he died, de Vere chose a natural pen name, Gabriel Harvey, a poet and secretary to de Vere, had, after all, saluted him in a speech before the Queen as a man whose countenance shakes a spear. Okay. They chose as a front man the obscure semi-literate country bumpkin William Shakespeare of Stratford, who Powell noticed had the added advantage of being dead. Wow. So, in my opinion, it's possible, but it's probably not true. It's probably just minds being minds and thinking of random coincidences. Have you ever noticed how your shuffle thing goes through a pattern? Well, it does on the YouTube playlist, but on Spotify, no, it doesn't. Fight me. But yeah, that's the video. With hope it's under 15 minutes. And please spread this to your friends. This is a weird type of video for me to do. I'm usually for gaming. So bye.